All right, squad, the long-awaited Ruby LLM 1.4 has just dropped with structured outputs. I've been waiting so long for this, so let's jump in and have a look at what it is. So what we can do now, very quickly, we can chat with a tool that we built last time, a listing recommendation tool. We can pass in a schema, and then on tool call, we can also log what arguments are being passed in just for some debugging, which is super handy. Hit that. We've got our chat. Now we can ask it a question. Please suggest some places in Byron Bay. Thank you, sir. It's going to do it. We can see that these are the params we passed in. So good for debugging. And then from here, we can just go put what's the content of the message. Bang, JSON. Items, title, description. It's returned the results from the DB just like that. Wonderful. Let's dive in. I've been waiting for this update for a long time. So Ruby LLM 1.4 just dropped. Massive update by the squad here, but we got structured output. I have been waiting for this one for a while. Custom params and Rails generators. All right, so we got the shipping 1.4. This brings structured output that actually works. I mean, that's handy, right? Direct access to provider specific parameters, which is also golden, so that if there's something that you're waiting to be implemented in the gem itself, you can actually just pass it through, which epic. Means we could have got here maybe a little bit quicker. Rails generators that produce idiomatic Rails code. I still don't know what that word means. Let me know. Drop it in the comment. So first things first, major update here is the structured output with the JSON schemas. This is great. With schema, I've been watching the PRs and like the changes. That's gone through a lot of revisions, but I think where they've landed is pretty nice, right? So Ruby LLM schema. So it looks like there's a gem now that's just doing that. So let's have a look at that quickly. So we'll go Ruby LLM schema, check it out. All right, here is Ruby LLM schema. All right. So it is by Daniel Fries, a Ruby DSL for creating JSON schemas. Beautiful. All right. Reasonably straightforward, creating object, creating an array of strings, an array of objects, an enum. Very cool. I love it. Now, so there we've got the person schema inheriting from there. We've got the string, the name, integer, and an array of skills, which is a string. And that means we can get perfectly structured JSON every time, which is super key. If you ever try to do this, it's an absolute disaster. So I'm going to work through in this video. I'm going to show you how to actually, I'm going to give it a go. And then we get our response and we say generate a Ruby developer profile, and it comes with name, age, and skills. Epic. This is it. That's all you need. Job done. Leave the video. Go on. Move on with your life. Now, this is the direct provider access with params. If you want to use a provider-specific param, you can just use with params, and you can give it that. That's really handy. No more workarounds, frothing. This gem just keeps getting better. And now you can also do the Rails new. You can generate Ruby LLM install, and that's going to set up the chat model with all the access messages and stuff. Pretty good if you want to use the boilerplate stuff. If you're just going to create chat, we implement a little bit slightly differently in Clubflow, so we can't use this directly, but very handy if you just want to get started. And this is nice, this on tool callback. So when the tool gets called, you can actually jump into it and see what's happening. It just creates visibility. Very handy. Raw response access, again, very nice. Access the underlying Faraday response for debugging. Beautiful. GPU stack. Run models on your own hardware with GPU stack. That's cool. I don't do that. My laptop's not powerful enough, but very cool. And then heaps of bug fixes and enhanced Rail integrations, a whole bunch of quality of life stuff. So download that 1.4. Let's jump in and have a look at what that actually looks like in practice. All right, first things first, I'm going to run this in the Luxury Stays project, as that's the place we've been running this. So the one thing that I was talking about is focus, and why you don't want to run multiple projects is when you leave them alone for a while, you've got a whole bunch of outdated dependencies. So let's update them all, YOLO, and see if we can still run. All right, here we go. So let's go Rails S, and then we're going to run vite dev. So we actually just need to run, I believe it's bin dev on this project. All right, let's jump in localhost. Here we are. Now, so what I want to show you actually first is I've dropped Ruby LLM to 1.3. So what I want to show is what it was before. So if we run chat here. I'll zoom this in so everyone can see. We're going to start a new chat. We're going to use our listing recommendation tool. Then what that is just basically it looks through all our places using the location, and it returns them to us in JSON, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to ask, please suggest some places to stay in Byron Bay. It's going to do its thing. And then we're going to go puts r.content. So here we go. So I found a luxurious place to stay in Byron Bay called Bunker Byron. Offers a heated pool, blah, 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 blah. Very cool, right? So it returns, it's gone and used our tool, looked in our database, and then returned it in a string. But that's not useful if we want to actually extract that and maybe use it to display, maybe we want to use this as a specific, like a very special search, and then actually get the results and then show that in a UI, right? It's very difficult to do that out of this text. So this is where structured outputs come into play. So what I'm going to do now, I need to just change my gem file here so that we can just use the latest version of Ruby LLM, save that. And then what we're going to do is we just say bundle update and then run it. And then there we go. So we're running 1.4 now, Rails C into that. So I'm doing a lot of this in the console because I haven't actually built the full UI around. I just want to show you how this works. It's quite cool. So firstly, we're going to start our chat here. We want to use with tool, but now I think we also need to do, if we just have a look at the docs, we are going to create a schema, right? So I almost feel like I might define the schema in a folder, right? So let's go in here. This is all going to be new to me. I don't know where this would live realistically. Is it LLM schemas? What is I guess, where do these guys think you should save it? Let's have a look. The Ruby schema gem. How does he define it? I guess the one thing with all this is there's no convention yet. All right, so should we just create one? We're going to create a convention and it's going to be a new folder and we're going to go LLM schemas. Yeah. Now that should really, anyway, so we're going to go LLM schemas. I was just thinking that should probably be constantized through using the inflected. So realistically, acronym would be LLM, large language model schema. Okay, and you always have to reboot that. So remember to. And then what we're going to do here is this will be a schema for a listing. So it'll be, I'm imagining we're going to call it something like listing schema. Like if we have a look at this, how's he doing this? Person schema, listing schema. So yeah, we'll call it that. And then realistically, all we're doing is this. We're going to grab that and have it in here. So I would wonder how LLM autocomplete would go with this anyway, because it's all brand new. So then we're going to grab this. We're going to go here, and then I'm just going to copy these just so because I'm still learning the schema. So the string will be title. And then what else do we have inside of the listing? So let me open up the database. So I think the key thing here actually is, instead of even bothering with the database, we can see we're getting the listings to JSON, only the title and the description. So basically that's what our schema would look like, right? And we can add to that if we wanted to actually build this out. So that's the listing schema. Now to use this, chat with schema, right? So we are going to now, I just have a look at this, with tool, and I'm imagining you can string these. The schema. So what I'm going to do now is just reload or exit Rails C and start it. Oh, what do we have? Unexpected local variable or method. Okay, I've stuffed up something in the initializer. Oh yeah. The comment. Cool. Let's bump that up again. All right. So let's do it again. We're going chat. I mean, we could even say chat equals Ruby chat. Let's see if this works. No, uninitialized constant. Okay, you know what also helps? If you follow the docs, we also have to add, before we even start, we've got to install this first, right? So let's just grab that, and then we're going to put it in our gem file here, and then we're going to go gem Ruby LLM schema, boom, and then run bundle. Fetch that. Sweet, Rails C. Now, can we get there? Everyone's just waiting for me to get there. Here we go. Okay, got a chat. Now what we're going to do is say, can you please suggest some places to stay in Byron Bay? Go to space, puts r.content. There we go. Boom. That is very useful. That is very useful. So now what we're getting is we're actually getting the title, luxury stay in Byron Bay. Now let's just see if that's actually right. It's not right. Title, because it actually should be Bunker Byron. Consider staying at Bunker Byron, luxurious. So why does that work like that? That is now something that's very interesting to me. This is string title and description. And then this returns an array. I'm wondering if it needs to be listings schema, and that returns the thing, or if that doesn't work so well on tools. This is probably such a skill issue. So what I'm going to try now is I'm going to do an array of items, and I'm going to call this listings schema. I don't know if you can nest them, because that'll probably be cool. So what we're going to look for is title and description here. And let's see if we can understand that. So we're going to go listings schema. And I wonder if the order of this matters. I don't know. It would be weird if it did, but let's see. So exit Rails C. Chat with it. And then let's see what the data looks like. Yeah. Oh, description is 4. That's not quite right, but we do have the title. So this is interesting. What we can do here as well is, why don't we also add in that new little helper method, which is the tool call. So we want chat on tool call here. How am I going to implement this in just one line? And then we just want to say puts tool call. What do we have access to? Arguments. So we get arguments, and we get, I just even like this, right? Like, we get to see what's happening behind the scenes. This is very cool. Let's see what we get. Let's run it again. I'm wondering why that's 4. It's probably such a rookie error on my side. Let's just have a look. And then we go chat.ask. Now, did we get... There we go. There's the arguments, location, Byron Bay. And then you can see that it gets actually put in Byron Bay. So why is that 5? That's what's very interesting to me. That description is 5, and then description was 4. Now, that's why, guys, because Ken's an idiot. It's because I've got the number there. Woo! Get that on the big jobs, lads. At least I'm making the mistakes for you, so that you don't have to make them yourself. If you watch these videos, you'll learn all the mistakes, and you'll be great. You'll have a great time. Cool. That makes sense. Chat. Everyone was yelling at the screen saying, fix that thing. So now I'm going to do this. Yep. And then what do we have? There we go. Beautiful. Okay. It's working. I'm pumped because I know that this is going to be so useful for what I've been trying to do. In Clipflow, we want to be able to generate from an idea or something. We want to generate hooks. We want to provide them in an array, and we want to use them and inject them. So this is so good. I can't wait. When I do the actual implementation, I'll also show you. I just wanted to get ahead and show you how cool this is. Title, description, and is that the exact description that we have in the database? Escape debunker Byron, escape debunker Byron. Boom. I'm frothing. Well done, team. Thank you very much. This is a game changer for me. I believe the model support is all the OpenAI models. I don't think Anthropic supports it that well. And I believe that Gemini does too. So there is support for that. But I love Ruby LLM. So amazing work, team. So this is not a super long video, but I just wanted to show you how this quickly worked and how powerful it is just to get your responses back as actual objects we can then go and use, manipulate, show on the UI rather than just a string of text, because that's not really that helpful for me in general. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that one, but I'll catch you on the next one.